Hello, everybody. Welcome to Art and Outdoor Life here with John. I hope you're having a wonderful day, a good morning, a good evening, wherever you are, and wherever you're watching this. So today, I'm painting a very simple, simplistic scene, watercolor. I'm using a red for the sky. If you caught it in the beginning, you noticed that I misted the paper. And this is a very simplistic painting. Just using a few colors here. Now, with the paper towel, if you could see that, that's one way of making a sun or a moon. You can also make clouds that way. Okay, so as you notice, I kind of separated the horizon line from the skyline. Now, I am using Payne's Gray in here. I am using some green, some yellow, some red, and some burnt umber. Or burnt sienna, my apologies. I'm using the large hake brush here. This is a loose painting, and it's very simple. It makes it a lot more fun when you can do loose, because you're not so worried about details. So with the gray, I'm outlining a stream here. I kind of wanted to make this somewhere between a winter scene and maybe a winter fall scene or a winter spring scene. So you could see the shades of the sky on below the horizon line here. And we'll see how this works here. So I took a little bit of blue and yellow and with a touch of green just to kind of brighten up some of it. Using a medium hake brush here. And just kind of letting the water do its thing. Now, if I have problems here with the water, with the painting in itself, I can always use a napkin. You can use a napkin, or you can use a dry brush or something to lift it. Okay. I wanted this to be kind of a cool feeling scene. Like it's kind of cold outside, but it's, somewhere between cold and chilly. But this is a very simple painting. I think you'll enjoy this. I hope that you do. So I'm pushing it here with a little bit more green right on that horizon line, just to give some more tree effects in the background, some bush or brush. Out here where I live, we don't live in the bush. We live in the brush, right? Brush is basically a ton of weeds, and just everything's coming from the ground. I know some people, different areas of the world, they use the word brush. I live out in the brush. I live in the forest, and in between the forest, we have a lot of brush. If that makes any sense. Anyways, so I'm really liking the sky here. Now this is gouache. This is white gouache. Okay. Um, I just felt like, pulling it out. Um, what I'm going to do here is we're going to create a waterfall, a small one, maybe a couple. Okay, and I'm using the paper towel here just to kind of lift up some of that paint and to kind of dry it and move it gently. So here I am. I'm coming back with some of the white gouache, and the only, I use white in a lot of my paintings, but not all of them. And mainly I use white watercolor. Um, it's been a while since I've used gouache at all, but I just decided to pull out the gouache. Gouache is it's more opaque, and I see a lot of strength in gouache. The only gouache that I own is a tube of Winsor & Newton gouache, and I've had it for over 2.5 years. It's a small tube, and that tells you how much gouache I use and how much I really need when I do use it. So I'm putting in a little bit of burnt sienna here at the bottom, because I'm trying to distinguish, trying to put a little bit more dark on the bottom, So here with the fan brush, or turkey-tailed brushes, I call them turkey-tailed brushes. You can call it the eyelash brush. I love these fan brushes. So I'm putting an evergreen in here, or a pine. I kind of mixed it up with some blue, a little bit of gray, and a touch of yellow is in there. And so I'm just kind of coming along here. And evidently I put it right beside the moon, right? But we'll fix that here in a little bit. Notice in this video, for the most part, I start out using very little pigment. In other words, the painting, like for the sky, was red, and what I did was I watered it down so I don't have to use so much pigment. On the first wash, I think it's good to do that, really good to do that. And then you can come back and you can go over it, or you can, you can accent the colors that you want and put a more stronger pigment of that. So here I'm just putting in a tree trunk or a tree. This is raw or burnt umber, and I'm not worried about the tree being perfect or nothing. I just wanted something to push everything kind of backwards a little bit. And, I didn't have my liner rigger brush. I didn't bring that with me when I was painting. I was just sitting around and I just felt like painting, So, and I've been watching these people like Joe Menza and Stephen Cronin and Andrew Broussard and others, and I've been seeing it a lot, where a lot of artists are using these sword rigger brushes, and they're really long and really thin. I'm gonna have to grab me one of those. So, as we're going along here, there's a green mixture, almost an olive green. Uh, yeah, just to kind of fill in the gaps here, and that. Yeah, it's been a really rough week here, so I just wanted to paint. I wanted to paint. So I come back with the gouache, white gouache, and touch up the stream here. We'll touch it up, and then we'll put one or two waterfalls in here, and very gently. There's one waterfall coming down. Just tapping along. These are very small brushes, very budget-friendly brushes. So maybe another one there. And then let's give it a hint that the water is going back that way. And then we'll kind of milky it up, so to speak, up here in the front. And if you're doing a winter scape or a winter scene on this, leave out the yellow and greens and stuff, and use a lot of grays and yellow ochres, and just touches of that as far as the ground goes. So I went ahead and I put a little bit gray on the top there because it doesn't really look like a waterfall, but again, just having fun. That's what it's all about. When you're painting, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, paint, kind of like a crossword puzzle for some, or whatever it is for someone else. A few birds in here. Painting is relaxing. It's enjoyable. It's your time. So don't be so hard on yourself. You can make this very simple. No dry time or anything. Wishing you a good, wonderful, peaceful day. Please like and subscribe.